The Thomas in New York Sports Show is on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A beautiful day to talk sports. A little bit of that wrestling news, old news at this point, but there were a couple releases within the last 2 weeks at this point already that I just wanted to talk about. Not all of them, but just some of them. Being it's already older news. First in particular, the Wyatt 6. I remember when they came in, it was like beyond this realm, beyond this world, right? They came in with such force, such brute, such destruction. The backstage was totally decimated. You even wondered how, like, a guy like Chad Gable was able to even resurrect himself and walk. And I remember thinking to myself that the follow-up was going to be important. And, for the Wyatt 6, the follow-up, there wasn't much. I don't know if they ever had an idea exactly of what they wanted to do with the group. It's almost like they were fixated on trying to reproduce, Bray Wyatt. And when they weren't, I think, getting the results that they wanted, 2 or 3, a couple weeks in, and that's when everything kind of just stopped, and they didn't know which other avenue, which other way to maneuver. I just never really think they had a plan with them. They just were with the MFTs. That's like their memorable feud. That's the thing that sticks out to me. And that's, I don't know, that probably says a lot, unless I'm missing something here. I know they won the tag team titles. And you figure with just so much TV time that they had, that they should be able to kind of utilize them more, find something for them to do. Many wrestlers, the roster is big. I don't know. You figure that they'd had just something to tie them up with, to keep them. It's the same thing. It was the same thing week in and week out. The reaction, was not the greatest in my opinion. It was there, but, was it a politeful splattering of applause and little golf claps because it's something in memory of someone who's no longer there? Was the WWE just trying to make this a big cash grab without saying it? They want to take advantage of as much merchandise selling as they possibly could, being I was connected to Bray Wyatt in some way. That's it. Just never was any clear plan. Maybe they weren't able to execute. But these characters really, they had vignettes in the beginning about who they were and what, but they were never really able to kind of tell you their why. I don't know where it all went wrong. there just should have been a lot more. Could have done a lot more with them. I mean, there was, I don't know if they tried. You know, it's. You also think about too when they first came out, they had something that happened in where their pictures were taken in In-N-Out Burger, and they were there with the fans. Now they did a good thing, but they instantly cut their legs off with that, and where the writers like simply just, I don't know what to do with them anymore. You know, I like them. You know, there could have been things that they could have done with them further. I mean, what you may, I mean, look, was it all presentation? And was there a disconnect in the ring? I wouldn't say that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. There was something there that they could have, who knows. Now you're hearing stories since they got released that TKO really didn't like spooky characters. I mean, look, I think about how TNA has this relationship now with WWE, and you could have maybe done something with the Righteous. I mean, there were possibilities. Dexter Lumis, as far as the individual characters go, Dexter Lumis, I loved him in TNA as Sam Shaw. I kind of played in the off-spin of that, originally in NXT as Dexter Lumis. Sam Shaw is all pretty much the same character. And then, you know, they had the whole thing with Indy Hartwell of NXT. That seems what the fans were mostly interested in, is that love story between Lumis and Hartwell. Look, with Dexter, it's all about the visual. I think he cuts his hair now, maybe back to the way it was, and he's still able to play like a, you know, that type of a character, that type of a cold-blooded like villain, spooky, you know, kind of cult following type of guy. He could do that. I could see that also with Joe Gacy, who I liked in NXT, and he was, I don't even know if Joe Gacy ever even spoke on the main roster. I know he did in NXT, but I could see Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy together. I could see them together in TNA. You got to remember too, like something that I'm thinking out loud, and you will see how it unfolds. TNA has a working relationship with WWE. I wonder if some of these releases, being that they have this working relationship, if they're able to go to that company. I don't know. I think the two companies are different. I don't know if they have, one company has much of a say of another company when it comes to that. Just me thinking out loud. But I could see them being as a, you know, cult type of a group in TNA, Gacy and Lumis, you know, joining with the Righteous. I could see that happening. Nikki Cross had a good run. You remember, as the sirens are going off here in Bryant Park, you remember when she played in, she had the superhero character, which she was good at. She had a nice run with that. Didn't really get much of a shine, much of any matches, unless I'm missing something on the main roster here. A sympathetic character. I think she'll be good wherever she goes. I could see her in ROH. I could see her in AEW. So I see that as possible. The one guy that I worry about is Redbeard Rowan. I worry for him due to the fact of even before all this, even before he came back as the Wyatt 6, he wasn't getting much calls, right? He went to AEW on the anniversary of the death of his friend in Brody, but he wasn't getting much work prior to that. So what happens with him? That is a very good question. I could see him doing conventions, but whether he continues, I don't know. He didn't get much calls. He didn't get much work prior to that. So I wonder, now what will happen. Bo Dallas as well. Look, Bo Dallas is Bo Dallas. He's not Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
There's only one Bray Wyatt. There's only one Bo Dallas. Look, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just one of the one people that like the Bo leave. I like that. There's a difference playing a character. There's a difference being you turned up a notch, and then there's also a difference trying to play a character that's essentially your brother, or at least who you're trying to replace, and your brother, or who they want you to replace. So, look, I don't know what happens with the Wyatt 6 from here. The vignettes, you figure that they had something for them. They were behind them at one point, and then it just fell apart. I hope all is well. The Thomas Sports Show. Ciao.